Nice.
How we doing? Good evening.
Look at that stash, man.
I know, right? There's nothing else to do. I know.
That,
I just trimmed it too.
oh,
Crazy.
nice. You want it to look good.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, look good. Yeah. Hard to do with the mustache, but no, it's good, man. It's good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. All good. I'm getting tan. The only thing I have to do is just lay down and I don't know, get tan, I guess. That's
Nice.
the most fun I get in these days. How about you, man? You're in Arizona, right?
I am. Yeah, it's 105 here today, so it's going to be hot, and getting tanned is kind of what's going on here as well. But we're hiding from the heat half the
Yeah,
time, so we have a pool and we're getting in there a lot, and it's good.
yeah.
It's good.
That's not
It's
bad.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You guys have a big family, so you have somebody to hang out with, right?
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. How's the situation in Arizona? Okay, with the virus
Yeah, I
under
think it's pretty
control,
good. Well, I don't know about under
kind of.
control, but it's definitely like I think they're loosening up restrictions now. So I think
Okay.
they're going to start opening up like nail salons,
Oh, you excited about
haircut
that?
places, stuff like that. What's that? Yeah, yeah.
Are
Thank
you
goodness. Thank goodness.
excited?
I'm a ball player. I bite these suckers. I need to stop. But
Yeah.
yeah. So you know, it's opening back up. So a
Yeah.
little bit here and there. So I have friends that are like hairdressers and stuff like that. They're really excited to get back to work and get their
Yeah, I
clients in
bet.
there. And I'm sure like a lot of people are looking for haircuts. So
Yeah.
um, just little things like that to get back to a sense of normalcy is kind of probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But overall, it's really hot here. It's good to get outside a little bit. We have a backyard that's pretty, entertaining for the kids. So it's good to get out there and get a little sense of normalcy going.
Yeah, man. So, this virus kind of like, I don't know, like messed with your plan. Like, I don't know what you had going on this year.
Yeah, it definitely messed with my plan and probably everybody else's in the world. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. What were you up to?
so I was gonna do the qualifier for the Olympics. It was gonna be here in Phoenix,
Right.
and about a week and a half before the team was gonna show up, they shut everything down. Everything got canceled. Um, but we had an opportunity there to qualify for the Olympics, and if we didn't qualify there and we finished in the top three, we would, or top two after the team that won it, we would have had to have gone to Taiwan for another Olympic qualifier for the final spot. And
Wow.
the winner of that would have made the Olympics. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the goal, was do those two qualifiers and try to be an Olympian and then retire in Tokyo. But it's kind of put on hold, all of the
Yeah.
above. So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to retire. I'm trying to see what else is out there. It's a hard time to look for like career
Yeah.
jobs right now, obviously. So, just trying to stay in shape. Next year has WBC again, the
Yeah.
Olympics. I'm sure there'll be a qualifier too. So, I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
tough to quit now.
Yeah, and I want to make sure all the Canadian kids, and for people that don't know, like I play for the national team in Canada. So, um, I want to let other people, if there's other kids out there that are younger, like that are coming up, that are the next wave of Canadian ball players, like if they're better than me, come on, take my spot. I'd love to give back in any way possible, but if I can contribute in any way with my
Yeah.
experience and, you're in the same boat, you bring a lot of experience to the table and you can help, the kids prepare for what's about to happen. Because as you know, international ball is a lot different than affiliated baseball.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I'm gonna try to speak as much as I can in Italian today because I did talk to a few followers and they told me I do not understand anything. So, ok, Scott, adesso si trova in Arizona e naturalmente sta preparando per le qualificazioni olimpiche che dovevano essere proprio a marzo quando è scoppiato tutto. Se vincevano quello, se finivano tra i primi due o tre, andavano a Taiwan a fare la seconda fase delle qualificazioni olimpiche. Quindi diciamo che lui, giocando con la squadra del Canada, perché è canadese, aveva in piano quello per quest'anno. Scott ha già una quarantina d'anni, ha detto che vorrebbe ritirarsi, ma ancora non si è ben deciso, quindi poi c'è il Classic l'anno prossimo, ci sono degli appuntamenti che vuole appunto fare. Oh, così è, Scott. So you were born in 79. So what, you're 40, how old are you now? I'm
I
not
am
doing the math.
40,
40.
40.
Nice.
I'm in my
Nice.
41st year. Yes. So
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm on
And
that.
you were,
I'm on that. Go ahead.
no, no, no. You were born in Canada, right? But your mother is Canadian and your father is from New Zealand? Born and
Ah,
raised in
good
New
job.
Zealand?
Yes.
I
Yeah, he was
studied.
born in Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah, so he's a New Zealand citizen, and I
Yeah.
have a dual passport. And
Okay.
my mom was born in Ontario. Yeah.
Nice. So, but like your dad was born and raised in New Zealand and then he kind of moved to Canada right away, kind of? I mean, born and raised. No, so
Not
he
right
was like
away.
pretty,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of bounced around. I think he went to Papua New Guinea. You ever heard of that place before? It's
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of
kind of
course.
Papua New Guinea. Yeah. So he went there a little bit and worked a little bit, and then made his way over to Canada.
Yeah.
And you know, married my mom and had us, and it was great. You know, he learned baseball through me because
Yeah.
he's a Kiwi and he didn't quite know what I was kind of getting into. He just kind of learned how the
Okay.
game's played through my love of it. And
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
my stepdad taught me the game. You know, he's an ex-ball player himself, and
Okay.
he got my mechanics all correct and got my mental side of it all lined up. And you know, my mom and stepdad really supported me throughout it all, and my dad as well.
Sì, eh sì, ok. Scott è canadese, ma il padre è della Nuova Zelanda, sua mamma è canadese, quindi diciamo che il padre ha conosciuto il baseball grazie a lui, perché appunto in Nuova Zelanda non è molto famoso come sport. So you started when you were younger, I mean, when you were pretty young, like a kid, I guess, like Little League ball and all that?
Yeah, I did the whole T-ball thing. I
Yeah,
did, you know, playing in my local city's baseball teams. My
yeah,
brothers run the team, you know, and then from there, just kind of kept trying to play and tried out for like travel ball teams. It wasn't really too much travel ball going on back then. So
yeah.
there was one team that was like for, I think, 16 to 19 or 18-year-olds. It was called the North Shore Twins. And I tried out for them and didn't make the team. So I went and played in a men's league where there's
Okay.
guys that are my age now, 40-year-olds playing with 18-year-olds, and just kind of men just trying to keep playing overhand fastball, like they call it, fast pitch, right? So, yeah, so they did that, and, you know, it was fine, but I was standing out a little bit. People kept telling me, like, hey, why are you playing at this level? Like, why don't you go play somewhere? Why don't you go to college or something and play there? I was like, I don't know how to get there. Like, I was kind of really naive to the fact. So
Okay.
I just had a lot of people supporting me along the way and trying to motivate me to keep going and keep climbing the ladder.
Ok, ok, ok. Quindi Scott è cresciuto giocando a baseball, però a livelli non altissimi. È anche arrivato in un campionato che comunque, appunto, ripeto, non era di un livello molto alto. E lì la gente iniziava a dire, Scott, sei bravo a lanciare, sei bravo, sei molto meglio di noi, perché non provi qualcosa di più, perché non vai in America, al college? E quindi da lì è nata un po' l'idea di iniziare a fare qualcosa di più. So, okay, yeah, you play I mean, you play through high school in Canada. There's no baseball in school, if I'm not wrong. It's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
like
right.
in
There's
Italy,
no
right?
high school
Like in
baseball.
Italy.
Yeah.
Right. And then so after all these people told you, hey, you're pretty good at this, like why don't you go to the States? Is that where like then when you start thinking why don't I go like to the States and try this and try to make it, something bigger than it is right now? Is that how it
Yeah, I
worked?
wanted, yeah, at the time, right? So they kept motivating me. I was working a job down on the docks in C-SPAN International in
Yeah.
Vancouver, being a labor worker. So I was doing that for 3 years, playing the men's league. And they're like, hey, man, like, go play in a wood bat league. I'd never even played in a wood bat league before. So I was like, all right, let's go try that. So I had to quit my job. I was making good money.
Okay.
You know, the love of the game just drugged me across to Central Canada. And I went to a summer league there and
Okay.
did pretty well. And the coach there knew a coach in the States. And that's how I got into America.
Nice, nice, man. Yeah, because then I saw, like I said, I study a little bit, and I love to study all these stories because there's so many different paths that people follow or like get into to actually get where they get at the end. So I saw that you went to 3 different colleges, right? In 3 different years, like you keep changing colleges.
Yeah. So I was trying. I didn't know what was going on because I was a Canadian kid, just finished working on the docks, and now I'm playing collegiate baseball, and I'm learning what levels are good and where I'm trying to get to. So when I first went down, I went to a school called Missouri Valley College. It's an NAIA 4-year school. And then I was like, okay, I'm in a college in the States. Great. Like 4 years. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. And then my coach called me after my freshman year and goes, hey, I'm leaving here and going to a junior college in Louisiana, and I want to take you with me. At this point, I'm 22 years old. I was a 21-year-old freshman. I'm a 22-year-old sophomore now. So now I'm 22 in a junior college, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, what level of baseball do I want to get to? Well, I want to keep trying to climb the ladder. Division I baseball is where I'm trying to get to. So going to a junior college from the 4-year NAIA school was a good step in that direction, because after my second year in junior college, I'd have the accessibility to get to a Division I school and get recruited by them. So that ended up happening. Oklahoma State picked me up out of the junior college, and I went there for 2 years. Yeah.
Oh wow, ok. Quindi Scott in pratica è andato in America a fare il college, ma non aveva ben idea di come funzionasse il sistema. Quindi è arrivato in un college americano, però di bassa, diciamo, qualità a livello di baseball, e ha fatto un anno lì. Dopodiché il coach ha detto: guarda che io vado a un altro college l'anno prossimo che è di livello superiore, vieni con me. Quindi ha cambiato college, e dopo il secondo anno lui ha iniziato il college tardi, aveva già 22-23 anni. Il terzo anno l'ha fatto in un altro college ancora di Division 1, quindi il livello più alto, e quindi diciamo che ha scalato un po' così molto velocemente anche quello che era il livello del college. Ok, so I read that actually you ended up having a very good year in college. In Division 1 college you had a good year, but at the end of the year you didn't get drafted, right? So you were like 25 years old, if I'm not wrong, and at that point, what did you think? Like, what am I going to do now? Or did you have a plan already?
You know what? I was flying year to year. I didn't know what was going on. I was just trying to, play professional baseball was my main goal. That's the whole point of leaving work and going to these colleges, and I was trying to play pro ball, or at least try to get to the best league I could play in, just because I didn't know where I maxed out, because I never played high school baseball. I never was able to stack up with people very well. So I just tried to get down to America where I could stack up and see where I land. And I could have plateaued in Division I and then been like, wow, I'm getting pounded here. Like, this is where I'm maxing out. Time to get an education and call it a year. But like you said, I did pretty well my first year. And from there, a bunch of teams contacted me wanting to draft me. And because I was older, they were curious if I was willing to sign or if I was just kind of in it for school and playing baseball along the way. And I reassured them, like, no, I'm here to play professional baseball. It's my dream. I'm trying to get into that league. So I will sign if you draft me. And back then they did like 25 rounds in the first day just over the internet. So you just kind of hear your name called over the internet. And they talked to me, will you sign 5th through 10th round? I'm like, yeah, I'll sign for sure. Just draft me. And the whole first day goes by, 25 rounds, and I didn't get a phone call, didn't hear my name. I was like, did I drop? Like, I don't know what happened. So it went on the next day. I didn't listen, but yeah, it ended up being frustrating because of 9/11. The visas in America, I wasn't able to, you might have had an issue like this too along the way. Like, to work in the States as a baseball player, you need a visa, P1 visa, right? So I wasn't able to get a visa to be a professional baseball player in America because they were really limiting the visas availability to organizations. So they'd have a certain amount that they would have to give their current players that are already in their system. And then they'd only have a few to draft with. And as the 5th through 10th rounds came, they didn't have any more visas. So the Canadian was left out, and Italians were left out, and Australians, and Dominicans. It was just a crazy time. So tough time. Interesting. Man. But looking back, it was great. It was great.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. We're saying hi to Tommaso Ruggero. He's saying, please say hi to me. So, Tommaso Ruggero, un saluto. Ok, so going back, vabbè, in italiano real quick. Beh, Scott poi non è stato draftato, purtroppo, pur avendo avuto l'opportunità, diciamo, alcune squadre gli hanno parlato. È successo che era l'anno del 9, cioè dell'attacco alle Torri Gemelle, e quindi c'erano molti meno passaporti per gli stranieri, quindi quell'anno lì che ha finito il college poi non è riuscito a firmare purtroppo. So you ended up going back to Canada, right? And you play for the Edmonton Cracker-Cats. Yeah. You played there for
Yeah,
3 years then, so because you wanted to keep playing, and obviously there was the independent ball, I guess, in
yeah,
Canada.
but I didn't even know about independent ball before. And then they called and said, you know what? You don't need a visa to play here.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you're in
come on
Canada.
back up to Canada and played up there. And I was really fortunate to have a lot of really cool veteran players on my team.
Yeah.
A lot of ex-Team Canada guys. And they really taught me how to be a professional, which was really great. So
Right.
it was kind of cool to go up to Canada and play professional baseball. And I was playing pro ball, and that was my dream. So it wasn't affiliated, but so far so good.
Of course, man. Yeah, your first year was so-so. Then I said the second one was pretty good, and then the third one was your best. You were like the best pitcher in your team. And I mean, if I read this, like you ended up going to an open tryout, right? For the Blue Jays?
Correct.
Wow, ok, quindi Scott in pratica, scusa, è andato a giocare in indipendent in Canada per 3 anni con una squadra che si chiamava Edmonton Cracker-Cats. Il primo anno così, il secondo molto bene, il terzo è stato l'anno migliore. E ha provato dopo andare ad un open tryout, quindi un tryout aperto, e adesso ne parla. So, ok, you went to this open tryout?
Yeah, so the Blue Jays came to watch me pitch in Winnipeg when I was playing over there. And then from there, they invited me down to a private workout in Dunedin, but I had to make my own way down there. So my best friend and I, we went to Oklahoma State's alumni weekend or homecoming weekend, and then in Oklahoma. And then from there, drove down to Florida playing catch and long toss and throwing flat grounds and truck stops all the way down. And yeah, once I got down there, I was always the oldest guy. I was 26 years old. Yeah. And, or 27 at the time. And then there was 10 hitters and 10 pitchers and me. And I sat there and I was the last pitcher to throw because looking back on it, they wanted to have the 10 pitchers face the 10 hitters and then figure out which 3 hitters were the best out of those 10. And then I would face them because being 27 years old, I'm not going to low A. They need to see if I can face. They have to see if I can face the best hitters in this camp. Right. So they figured that out, and I did pretty well against them. And then they called me in the office and said, we want to give you a spring training invitation. So I was very excited.
Wow, man, it's not easy to make it out of this open tryout. So, like I said, it's a pretty good story. Saluto Carlo Pezzullo che mi saluta. In pratica Scott Richmond è andato a questo open tryout e erano 10 lanciatori e 10 battitori. Lui aveva già 26 anni, quindi era il più grande di tutti. E hanno fatto sì che i migliori 3 battitori andassero contro i migliori 3 lanciatori. Naturalmente da lui guardavano se aveva già il livello per giocare ad un livello avanzato, tipo nel caso di una firma giocare già in doppio A, perché era già grande per giocare tipo in singolo alto. Quindi alla fine del tryout l'hanno chiamato nell'ufficio e hanno detto guarda, ti vogliamo invitare a sprint training. So you get invited for sprint training. It's 2008 and that's your first time. I mean, you actually play in minor leagues, I guess. So you're 26 years old now, you said? Or 20?
Yeah, so I was 27. And yeah, so I got an invitation to spring training. But it was kind of funny. Right after I went to that tryout, the next morning, Greg Hamilton from Baseball Canada called me and said, hey, we'd like you to come. We'd like to see if you'd like to come play for Canada at the upcoming Olympic qualifier. So I was like ecstatic. At this time in my life, I'd never played professional baseball. And because I wasn't getting drafted out of Oklahoma State and I was in independent ball, I'm like, well, I want to play for my country. I want to play for my country. That's the big goal now. So that was a pretty great 24 hours right there. And before spring training ended up coming around with the Jays, that I only had an invitation. I wasn't on the team. They could have released me and said, hey, no problem. Thanks for coming out. Right. Before I went away to represent Canada in Taiwan, the Jays called me and said, hey, we'd like to sign you to a AA, AAA contract. And knowing what I know now, it's because they didn't want me to go over to Asia unsigned, and then a team over there might have scooped me up. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how you learn the nuances of all the strategies that people are trying to do along the way, and when you get older. But at the time, I had no idea. I was just so excited to be, invited, and now I'm playing for Canada, and now they want to sign me. And
you really get fun. Like everything, at the same time, I guess. All of a sudden. Yeah. There's Panther 4 has got a good question, but we're gonna answer that later because I have it on my, on my question. Quindi Panther 4, poi rispondiamo alla tua domanda. So man, you had like a very good start with the Blue Jays, and I saw you had like 115K strikeouts and 36 base on balls up to July in AA. So you start really good in AA right away, and you get called up the same year. I mean, right? Because the same year they actually signed to go to the Blue Jays, then you make your big league debut in July, right?
Later, yeah.
That's unbelievable. So seriously, like it just came all like together.
It just happened so fast, and a lot of it was luck. A lot of it was me taking advantage of my opportunities, as as an athlete, right? When you get put in front of somebody and you have an opportunity to show them what you got, you have to take advantage of that more times than not, or you're just not going to get that opportunity very often. So because I was an independent ball, older guy sign, I was very expendable. They could have said, you know what, like, thanks for coming out. Like we gave you a shot. It didn't work out.
Right.
Go back to be a Cracker-Cat,
Yeah.
And, AA, we weren't very good. I think we took us 10 games to win a game. We were 0-10 to start the season.
Nice.
But, I was opening day starter there. Like you said, my numbers were looking pretty good. And then as the All-Star game came, I got called up to AAA at the All-Star game. And then I made 5 starts in AAA, and then boom, I'm in the big leagues. So
wow,
so independent ball to the big leagues in like 6 months.
That's unbelievable. Ok, so I gotta say this in Italian. Ok, Scott firma nel 2008 con i Blue Jays. Era un invito, vieni a Sprinter, vediamo. Riesce a fare squadra, va subito in doppio A. In doppio A ci sta 4 mesi, lancia molto bene e in 4 mesi si ritrova in major. Quindi è arrivato da non saper bene come funzionasse il baseball americano, college, che anche lì ha capito con gli anni come funzionava. E va a un open tryout, lo firmano, nel giro di qualche mese si ritrova in major. So, and then you're in the bigs. I'm sure like all of a sudden like you're like overwhelmed with all these like big change, like lifestyle change. Everything is so much different, the indie ball and college ball, I guess. So, and you ended up having like a good season that year too. I mean, you got sent down and then you got called back up in September, right? In 2008.
Yeah, so in 2008, I got called up July 30th, the month before my birthday. And it was actually right before we were going to go to Beijing for the Olympics.
Right, and you missed it, huh?
Yeah, I was going to go represent Canada in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays called me up the day before. And it was funny because after my start in Indianapolis, they were going to bring me up there anyway and say, this is your Canadian Olympic team before a Jays game, right? And go, this is your Olympic team. Wish them all the best in the upcoming Olympics. And then they'd get to watch a game. What ended up happening was that team, the Canadian Olympic baseball team, got to watch my major league debut because I started the game that Team Canada got introduced to go to Beijing. So I wasn't able to go be an Olympian, but as a baseball player, as you know, it's like your pinnacle is being a major leaguer. And, if you're a shot putter or a long distance runner, the Olympics is your pinnacle.
I know.
To do both. That's why I'm trying to hold on to the end here to try to like possibly finish up like that. But no, it was really great. They gave me an extended look up there. And like you said, I got sent down at the end of August. And that's when I missed going to Old Yankee Stadium and then called back up in September because the next year, new Yankee Stadium was made. So I didn't get to see Old Yankee Stadium, but a lot of cool things happened. Yeah, it was real cool.
Ok, quindi Scott purtroppo alla fine è stato chiamato su in major e da cioè, per quel fatto lì non è riuscito ad andare alle Olimpiadi col Canada a Beijing, quindi diciamo che è stato cioè, difficile, allo stesso tempo era arrivato finalmente in mezzo, quindi c'è stato un attimo quel problema lì che ha perso le Olimpiadi e adesso spera di riuscire ad andare alle prossime Olimpiadi, quindi è per quello che vuol fare le qualificazioni e tutto. So then 2009 rolls in and you have a great start. You start with the big league team, right?
Yeah, I broke camp. Yeah.
You broke camp with the big league team. That's unbelievable. And then also in April, you win the Rookie of the Month for the American League because you pitched 23 innings, 2.7 ERA, and you're 3-0, like 3 wins and 0 losses. So, like mentally, at that point, you're just locked in. You're just like, this is my time. I'm gonna take advantage of this, right?
That's the whole thing, right? Like I had to start strong. I was still really unknown. The year before, I only had what 2.5 months up there, and I did well. I think I was 1-3 with a 4. But my big thing was I wasn't walking people.
Right.
2 strikes. I'd give up some homers. You know why? Because I'm going to challenge them, right? I'm going to challenge the hitters, and you know, I'm trying not to walk them. They really don't want to see walks. They want to see you command the baseball in the zone. And that's what I tried to really focus on. I wasn't a flamethrower. I didn't have nasty sinking action where I could just throw it down the middle.
You had a pretty good breaking ball, though.
Yeah, I did. I was able to throw breaking balls pretty good. So in any count, which really helped keep them off balance. I didn't really have a changeup, so I really had to have my breaking ball every day. If I didn't have that, it was going to be a pretty tough day for me. But yeah, overall, just tried to start the season strong, and that really solidified me staying in 2009, I think, was the consistency of, you know, starting out throwing well, being competitive, work ethic, and then it carried on month to month. And it was kind of exactly what I had to do. So, yeah.
Ok, quindi Scott poi va a Spring Training nel 2009, riesce a iniziare il campionato con i Blue Jays, la squadra di Major League, e il mese di aprile vince Rookie of the Month per l'American League, lancia 23 inning con una PGL 270, 3 vittorie, 0 perse, e parte veramente a bomba. Ha detto che l'anno prima l'avevano un po' conosciuto, comunque magari non si era ben fatto conoscere, quell'anno lì è partito mentalmente carico, ha detto cioè, il suo obiettivo era quello di tirare strike, di far sì che i battitori battessero, cioè di andare lì senza paura e dare tutto quello che aveva, e l'ha fatto vincere appunto Rookie of the Month e ha avuto un grandissimo inizio. You know, then unfortunately in July you get hurt though, right? Your shoulder tendinitis, I saw, so you have to go down after that. I mean, probably because you were pitching so much, or like the intensity was a lot, maybe you just kind of got tired or something.
Well, here's the thing, as an athlete yourself, you know, when you're in the minor leagues and you're coming up, you're kind of the guy they're grooming. They're lining you up with a start. They're taking care of you. If you're starting, you're going every 5 days, and routine, bullpen, you're just in your routine. When you get to the big leagues and Roy Halladay is your ace and you're the 5 guy, if there's a rain out, an off day, anything, you're getting skipped and you're going to the bullpen to sit down there. And what ended up happening was, my shoulder wasn't getting the consistent work it was used to. It was just, it was like, okay, 5 starts and then miss a start, then be a long guy one day, then come in and throw an inning, then sit for 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden we need you back in the rotation. So it was a lot of this going on in my shoulder. I didn't end up having surgery, thank God. But I had a shoulder impingement where my shoulder blade on this side was just sitting up higher naturally, and it was rubbing every time I was throwing. It was like, it was really biting on the end. And
I know, I had that. It's terrible.
Yeah, when you're trying to finish pitches to big hitters and you're not able to go and finish the pitch and everything's just staying flat, you get pounded.
I know, man. Ok, so Scott purtroppo poi a luglio ha avuto un problema alla spalla, ha detto che lui era il quinto partente in major, quindi capitava a volte, essendo quinto partente, che succedeva qualcosa, doveva andare a fare rilievo. Diciamo che aveva un ritmo un po' incostante a livello di partite, cioè non è che lanciava sempre lo stesso giorno e riusciva ad avere una routine. questa cosa ha fatto sì che dopo appunto gli è venuto fuori questo problema alla spalla ed è stato purtroppo cioè, ha dovuto lasciare la squadra perché per questo problema alla spalla. So then that was about it. I mean, after that, I saw you had some appearances, but then you could never actually, you know, went back in the bigs and be, you know, like a regular guy again, huh? So that
Yeah,
probably was the time that actually kind of separate everything, huh?
yeah. You know, my breaking ball wasn't as sharp after that, and things
Yeah.
weren't as happening. Also, AAA for the Blue Jays was in Vegas, and it's really difficult to pitch in
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah.
You know, it's really, really hot, and the ball flies there. No excuses. But, yeah, it's just difficult to pitch there. But no, yeah, my career, it was really hard to get back to the big leagues and stay. I was really thankful for the time I had there because, as you know, everybody knows now, it's kind of my route. I feel like I was never supposed to be there. I just worked hard to get there. But no, it's been it was a great journey, and you know, a lot of great times in AAA, and met a lot of great people on the way. But yeah, it was really hard to get back and be consistent enough to be called back up again consistently.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. Ok, quindi Scott poi si fa male, purtroppo da lì non è poi più riuscito a tornare in mezzo, cioè ha fatto qualche apparizione, ma dopo non è più riuscito a trovare quello spazio che aveva trovato prima di farsi male. Okay, so, you know, and then 2013 rolls in and you ended up having a chance to go to South Korea, right? With the Lotte Giants, right?
Lotte Giants, yep.
Yeah. So how that happened? Like you had an agent or something, and he called you up, and he's like, "Hey, like we got this team interested in you."
Yeah, pretty much. It was an international agent just got a hold of me and said, "Hey, we got this team in Korea, like you said, interested in you, and would you be interested?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just finished my 5 years with the Blue Jays, and I was a free agent, and you know that you know very well that no contract's guaranteed, and they're offering a guaranteed contract. So you're like, okay, this is fantastic. You know, I'd love to go play in Asia. I know they have a passionate fan base over there, and the baseball is really cool and loud and exciting. So we were very excited to take on that journey."
Yeah, what did you like the most about the KBO?
Well, here's the thing. The problem with the KBO was I never got to play for the Lotte Giants because when I hurt I went over to spring training in Saipan, which is right near Guam. I tore my meniscus in my left knee the first day of spring training.
I did not know that.
Yeah, fielding a bunt down the third baseline. I slipped on this grass in Saipan and tore my meniscus, and yeah, so it was really difficult. And you know, I had to you know, get lawyers to deal with the Lotte Giants because they didn't want to pay the guaranteed contract. And you know, I hurt myself playing baseball. Yeah, I wasn't dancing at a club or anything. You know, I was just fielding a bunt in a freak accident. But as you know, baseball in Asia is very long, the spring training. So you know, I hurt myself the first day of spring training. It's a 2.5-month spring training. The surgery would have been 4 to 6 weeks. I would have been back. I would have been back with a month left in spring training, and it wasn't a shoulder injury. So it was kind of frustrating that they just sent me back home and just said, "You know what, we're good. We don't need you anymore." I'm like, "You don't need me anymore. I was your first choice, and now you're going to go a different direction." So it was frustrating. I wish I would have loved to play over there. I have lots of friends that have played over there now, so it would have been a really cool experience, but it just wasn't in the cards. And as you know, I've had a lot of good things happen in my career, so to have a couple of hiccups, it's not the end of the world.
Of course, and those are all part of the career. Ok, quindi Scott alla fine ha avuto la possibilità di andare a giocare in Corea. Purtroppo durante lo sprint training il primo giorno si è fatto male al ginocchio e quindi diciamo non si è riuscito a fare niente. Poi ha avuto anche un dibattito con la squadra che non gli voleva pagare il contratto. Naturalmente lui, essendosi fatto male mentre faceva allenamento, poi con gli avvocati è riuscito a risolvere anche quell'aspetto lì. Però niente, in pratica lo sprint training coreano è molto lungo. Lui si è fatto male il primo giorno, diciamo che la squadra non l'ha voluto neanche aspettare che si rimettesse a posto, quindi è una cosa che quella gli è dispiaciuta un po'. So okay, that happened, and that's why then you went back to the minor leagues in the States, huh? I mean, because I saw that you went back with the Texas Rangers, right?
Yeah, so I had friends playing in the Rangers organization,
Yeah.
and it happened to be a couple players got injured, a couple starters got injured with their team, and they knew that I was kind of coming back from my surgery, and I was throwing bullpens, and I was ready to go. And my friends on that team told the farm director and said, hey, I know a starter right now. It's ready to go. Plenty of AAA, recent big league time. And, they sent a scout out to see me here in Arizona throw and signed me, brought me to spring training. A week later, I'm in Round Rock, Texas, playing on the team, building up 2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings, 5 innings, till I was built up and spent 2 years there.
Yeah, man. Ok, quindi Scott dopo è tornato in America, dopo questo infortunio, e ha firmato con i Texas Rangers, è stato con loro per 2 anni. 2 years with them, then that ends. You go to the American Association, 1 year there. So you change everything again, right? You went to play independent ball in the States, quindi va a giocare independent in America. And then 2016, 2017, you get called to go to play to Taiwan.
So I was trying to retire in 15. After I was done 2 years in Texas, I'm like, you know what? We're good. We'll retire.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not in the big leagues anymore. I'm like, okay, this is all fine and dandy. And then from then, Team Canada was participating in the Pan Am Games in Toronto in 15. So they contacted me and said, hey, would you be interested in playing? And I was like, okay, that sounds great. Like, I love playing for Canada. So I found a team in Wichita. A good friend of mine, Nate Robertson, owns the team, ex-pitcher with the Detroit Tigers. And I called him up and said, hey, man, I need a team to play for a few months just to get ready for the Pan Am Games. Then after the games, I'll, leave and you guys can bring somebody else in. And, they got back to me and said, we have interest and we'd love to bring you on board. But the problem is after the Pan Ams, you got to come back and finish out the season with us. So I was like, oh, okay. So I came back there. But after the Pan Ams and then the next year or the next tournament after the Pan Am Games, we won the gold in Toronto that year in 15. And then
I saw the pictures.
Right. And then after that, there was another tournament in Taiwan, and we went over there. I think it was the Premier 12, the first year of the Premier 12.
Yeah.
And I went to Taiwan, and I pitched over there and did well. And then a Taiwanese team approached me and said, hey, would you be interested in playing over here? And I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't able to get to Asia last time with the KBO, so let's see if we can get over there at the CPBL. And, took that opportunity, and that was a really fun experience. And it was really nice to play in that league, and they've actually been going for a few weeks now, so it's been kind of fun to see old friends out there, and I still have friends in the league.
I'm pretty sure like all the players want to play there now because it's the only league that is on right now. KBO started too now, but I'm sure like all the players in the world want to play there right now.
Totally.
Quindi Scott in pratica voleva ritirarsi nel 2015, ha detto ok, intanto il mio sogno è andato, non riesco ad andare in mezzo e basta. E succede che però con la squadra del Canada va a fare un paio di tornei, tra l'altro vince l'oro al mondiale. E poi quando va a fare il Premier Tour a Taiwan lancia molto bene e una squadra taiwanese gli chiede se vuole andare a lanciare là l'anno dopo, quindi perché no, dice. Quindi 2016-2017 va a Taiwan. 2016-2017, you said it was a lot of fun. What like, do you have a funny, like, I don't know, kind of like thing that happened while you were there? It's such a different culture there. I mean, some stuff like stands out, sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we were really cool. We were really fortunate to win the league my first year. It was the EDA Rhinos, the same team that Manny Ramirez played for over there. So it was the last year for them. They were being bought out by the now current Fubon Guardians, but we won the whole league under that team. So that was kind of cool. But the unfortunate thing is they were now getting out of the league. So they didn't buy us any rings. So we didn't get any rings because they were done being EDA Rhinos. They didn't care. Anyway, but no, that was cool. And the one thing is the noise, as you know, the noise while you're pitching or while you're playing is so loud. Like coming from America where you can hear a pin drop and just like chatter, baseball chatter, and you can hear the pop of the glove and the crack of the bat. Over there, there's none of that. Like they're screaming fight songs. They got speakers pointed out on the field. They got cheerleaders going on. They got people yelling out these big things, making a ton of noise. And when big hitters, big situations come, it gets real loud in there, which was a fun challenge because I hadn't quite pitched in a lot of internationally you pitched in a little bit, but
Yeah.
to every single time you're pitching over there doing that, it was a challenge, but no, it was a lot of fun. It was a cool experience to be a part of it. And that's something I always remember is the passion behind the fans. And that's what I can't wait for people to see that are watching the CPBL and even KBO now is once these fans start getting back into the game, you're going to see what it's kind of like, or hear especially what it's kind of like over there.
Sì, no, that's cool, man. No, ha detto in pratica Scott che lanciare Taiwan la cosa più difficile e più diversa è che c'è talmente tanta confusione perché cantano canzoni e cori vari. Diciamo che quando lanci, rispetto all'America che è tutto silenzioso, quindi senti tutti i rumori della partita, lì c'è un casino talmente grande che ha detto che era una cosa a cui si è dovuto abituare, però ha detto che è stata un'esperienza fantastica. E tra l'altro giocare 2 anni, il primo anno tra l'altro con la sua squadra hanno vinto. La sua squadra prima erano i Rhinos, che poi sono usciti dal campionato, dopo è andata ai Fubon Guardians l'anno dopo. Ha detto che col fatto che sono usciti dal campionato, visto che non gli interessava più niente, non hanno comprato neanche l'anello, quindi pur avendo vinto il campionato gli hanno dato l'anello della vittoria. And so, like, also, like, in Taiwan, it's not easy to pitch there for more than 1 or 2 years. It's easy to go home, so... the fact that you did it for 2 years, it's definitely like something, I'm sure good for you. I see that Vale Simo just got online, Valerio Simone.
He just
And
had a birthday.
I was actually about, happy birthday, right? I was actually about to talk, of Nettuno, because then 2018 you came to Italy. 2018 è venuto in Italia a giocare col Nettuno, to play for Nettuno. And, I mean, how was the experience overall?
Amazing. Italy is an amazing, beautiful country. The fans are really fun. The players, you guys are all buddies with everybody, and
hugs, a lot of hugs.
Friendship. Yeah, but the friendships, you guys have played against each other for a long time, and being proud for playing for your city and stuff. It was really cool, and I learned a lot about Nettuno, where it was the birthplace of baseball in Italy. So that was really fun, and being by the water is really great in the Italian summer. So there's not many teams that are right next to the water. So that was really, really cool to have that access.
Okay.
It's something that's really, really high on my list was our time spent in Italy. We had a blast, my family and I.
Ok, quindi Scott si è divertito in Italia, il fatto che era anche sul mare, Nettuno, ha detto che poi anche tutti i giocatori sono molto amici tra di loro, anche con gli avversari. E che si è tutti molto orgogliosi di giocare a baseball, è una cosa che gli è piaciuta tanto. Did you learn any Italian, man? Like, I'm sure you got like the Nettuno like oh, right? Kind of like that.
Yeah, I know it's all slang, right? Yeah, not too much. I count to 10, things like that, and like gelato and order a few things. My wife is really big into languages, so she learned a lot more. We were fortunate with guys like Valerio, Mario Trinci, Paulino, all the guys on the team. What's his name? There's a bunch of guys speaking English. Yeah, exactly. A lot of guys spoke English, which was really, really great. So it was really cool to have them all around and like helping me. And, we traveled a lot to a whole lot of different cities, and they knew of like cute little fun cities that near Nettuno that aren't on tourist maps that we were able to go see. Like, where did we go? We went to Nemi. You ever heard of Nemi? It's like a small little city that's known for little strawberries. And we went over there one day and it had a beautiful lake. It was gorgeous. A lot of fun memories.
You guys enjoyed it. So Scott si è divertito molto in Italia, ha detto che il fatto che comunque degli altri ragazzi parlassero inglese l'ha aiutato, e gli hanno anche fatto conoscere posti che non pensava neanche che ci fossero sulla cartina, quindi ringrazio tutti. All the guys actually speak very highly of you, like they said it was great to have you in the team. I did talk to them like a few times about you, and the fact that you brought experience, and even the fact that you were like kind of like pulling for all the players, because I guess you realized there was some good talent in Italy, and and sometimes, and that's what I think too, in Italy, like the players, they don't get enough exposure, like to like show who they are and have like playing time. So I remember like you were big on that, even for them. You were pulling for them, right?
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing too. You know, they bring in a couple of import players like myself, and we had another
Yeah,
guy, Marco Frios, and another guy, Edgar Montiel, and then we had a big Cuban slugger too. But you
yeah,
also have to incorporate the Italian players into the team and develop them. You know, like, you know, I have a lot of respect for Bologna and what they do, but they have a lot of players for that team that aren't Italian players. And if you're trying to develop the players, you got to give them opportunities, especially in your league, you know. And I
yeah,
understand the case for winning, but you know, Nettuno, they're trying to play a lot of players from Nettuno, and it shows. You know, there's a couple. When I was there was a couple of young relief pitchers that are throwing 90. You know, they need a little bit of fine tuning, but they're there at every practice, and they have good young arms. But you have to be able to use them in situations to build their confidence up, get them a good
yeah,
clean inning, then get them out of there. Don't send them back out there where they get pummeled for 3 runs, and then in the back of their head, it's all about building confidence to build up a strong player. And you know, it'd be cool to go back and coach one day maybe and just help out the guys. But no, it's really fun. And you know, I just, like you said, I tried to help all the guys, and I cheered for them all because they're passionate about baseball, and they kind of had the same route I did. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't throwing 95 miles an hour. I wasn't
Uh-huh.
on all the radars. I was kind of living below where people were seeing where baseball was. Italy's just blessed that you have your own league to play in. Canada
Yeah.
didn't have a league like that to play in. We had independent ball, but we go into the States to play it. So, no, I was a really big fan of all of them. And Italy has a great international team. Canada can't seem to beat them very often. So they're pretty good. And I knew there's a lot of talent there for sure.
Sì, no, Scott dice che naturalmente in Italia c'è molto talento, l'ha visto, l'ha notato, ha detto che gli è dispiaciuto a volte vedere gente con talento, oppure appunto che non gli veniva dato il giusto spazio, magari anche lanciatori giovani che non venivano messi in situazioni dove potevano far sì che la fiducia in loro crescesse, e quindi diciamo che è stata quella la cosa maggiore che non gli è piaciuta, però ha detto che ha amato ogni secondo che ha speso là in Italia, quindi no, ringrazio tutti per questo. What are your thoughts in general, like in general, for the Italian league? I mean, it's been changing too in the last few years when you left, but what do you think Italian league needs to get better? You know, like, um, yeah, because there's good talent, I feel like, but you know, there's no many people coming to the games, and you know, the atmosphere is kind of sad, I feel like, you know.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
improve that?
hard. The marketing side of it, that's hard,
Mm,
right? Trying to make it like an event for the city to come out and watch, right? So
yeah,
that's always the difficult side. I just don't think there's much money for marketing
yeah,
to get people to come. You have to put money into it, right? So either your
right.
social media account or have discounted tickets where you're just handing out tickets because they're going to buy stuff at the game. That's a
Yeah,
strategy some people do. It's just, you know, maybe each team should grab some young college hardworking student that has a marketing degree and go, hey, come get some experience. Come work for this professional baseball team and try to figure out ways to get fans in the stadium. No
yeah, I'm
pressure.
agree.
It's kind of like an internship. So that
Yeah,
could be
yeah,
a
yeah.
fun approach.
I'm agree with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Scott sta
Yeah.
dicendo che il fatto del campionato italiano naturalmente a volte manca la parte del marketing, no? Non si fa nessun lavoro sotto quel punto di vista lì, e non dice neanche che c'è bisogno di tanti soldi, magari prendi, non so, un ragazzo giovane dall'America, gli fai fare l'esperienza e nel frattempo gli fai cercare di fare qualcosa di nuovo in modo da attirare un po' di gente. But yeah, definitely, man, I'm agree with you. So I have, I think we have still like 10 minutes, and then maybe the live might stop because Instagram gives you an hour. I do have a few more questions, and then I'm done. I'm gonna let you go. One is this one. Like you said, you were always pretty good with control, and you talk about like some of the players in Italy that struggle with that. Like what do you think like a pitcher needs in order like to to get better with control?
Repeating delivery.
Okay.
That's what I focused on a whole bunch. I worked on my mechanics so much where later on in my career, I was told, hey, like your mechanics are too nice. Like you need to be a little bit more herky jerky
Funky.
so that you can trick the hitter because you're just, and their timing is just on you if you're off a little bit. So, but it took a long time to get to that where you can get to this position every time. You can get to the power position every time, which gets your arm in the right spot, which gets you able to release the ball out front when you turn your hips. All these things are what you do before you release the ball so that the ball can go to your target. If you're changing that or things are different all the time, yeah, exactly. Valerio,
Stay back and on
I
top.
told him all the time, stay back and get on top of the ball. Guys push the ball under their hand and it stays flat. If you can get out front, finish on top of the ball will have late break on whatever pitch you're doing because you're finishing on top. And you'd be surprised on the way the ball reacts when you do things like that. Especially when your arm's a little sore, you could get under it. But that's cool Valerio said that because
yeah, man. And yeah, he speaks good English because he said he doesn't speak English and he understood what you were saying. Okay, Valerio, hai capito tutto.
Yeah, he always says he doesn't speak English. He does.
No, gli chiedeva.
Yeah.
As your girlfriend, yeah, Chiara, right?
Yeah, Chiara, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably. I think she was online too. But yeah, real quick in Italian, I think that's a good point. Ha detto Scott che per essere controllati, secondo lui, è tutta una ripetizione dei movimenti. Ripetizione dei movimenti, essere il più costante possibile col movimento in modo da non cambiare ogni volta. Quindi lui ha lavorato tantissimo su questa cosa e l'ha sempre aiutato ad avere un buon controllo sui lanci. Yeah, that was something that I wanted to ask you. And then there's a follower that I wanted to ask you, what's the biggest difference in pitching like versus players in different countries? Because you play in so many different countries. Did you notice like a big difference?
You know, the level of baseball is different in every country. Every lineup has better hitters, as you know, too. It's like, you know, middle of the order. I don't care where you're at. Be careful with the middle of the order. And then the bottom of the order, you don't want to be walking those guys. You want to be aggressive in the strike zone and hopefully locate some pitches and let them get themselves out. But being a foreign player coming over to different leagues, the big thing I just did was focus on my strengths. Unless somebody really goes, this guy cannot hit the ball on the outside of the plate, he flies open and just looks middle in the whole time, then I'll take that note. But you give me a couple swings of his, I'm going to pick that up anyway, and I'm just going to adjust to stay out there anyway. So these are things that I've learned to do along the way, is just read swings. If I've located a ball well and I'm trying to figure out what they're thinking, they're obviously trying to figure out what I'm thinking, and I'm trying to do the opposite of what they think I'm going to do. So I'm reading their swings. Usually hitters don't change their swings in an at-bat or during a game. So if I see what they're trying to do and situations come into play, but overall it's me just trying to stick to my strengths.
Yeah. Quindi Scott ha detto che ha lanciato in tantissimi posti diversi battitori, diversi livelli di gioco, appunto. Però la cosa di cui si preoccupava di più di tutti era quella di lanciare su quelle che erano i suoi punti forti, e quindi non preoccuparsi tanto del battitore. Chiaro, poi magari c'erano situazioni in cui bisognava leggere lo swing del battitore e aggiustarsi, però diciamo che il suo approccio era andare con quello che lo contraddistingueva. Okay, man, we're about done. I just wanted to ask you, like, looking back, you had such a long career. You know, looking back, are you happy with what you did? Do you have any regrets? Or mostly, what is baseball to you? You know, like what does it mean to you?
Yeah, you know, it's my first love, you know. It's something that I just fell in love with. I love the mental side of it. I love the competitiveness. And yes, it's me versus that team. But like every day you go out there, you're not going to have the same stuff. You're going to have different stuff every time, which makes it really fun and challenging and frustrating. You know, and that's kind of how life is. You know, some days life's easy. Some days life's really difficult, like it is right now for everybody. So the mental strength that we've learned from playing all over the world in all these different situations with everybody against us, and learning how to find a way to succeed in that, you know, I think it brings a lot of life goals and builds your character up. So I've really enjoyed that side of it. You know, being able to travel the world with my family has been really a blessing. Being able to play in the big leagues for my country's team, you know, the Blue Jays, and then representing my country on the international level was also a dream come true. So, you know, there's been very few things I would like to change. I'm very fortunate with what I was able to accomplish. But I always tried to climb the ladder and get to the best level I could. And I was able to achieve that. And, you know, playing at 40 still just, you know, shows that you know, I've done a few things right along the way, and I've you know, still have some more teaching to give, and I'd love to share my knowledge with, you know, people of the world that love baseball, because that's a big passion of mine.
Of course, man. Ok, Scott velocemente ha detto che guardando indietro la sua carriera è molto contento, ha fatto tantissime esperienze, ha detto che il baseball è stato il suo primo amore, è stato molto bello il fatto, cioè il baseball alla fine è come la vita, giorni sì, giorni no, giorni che sali sul monte e non ti senti bene, però devi trovare il modo di uscirne, e quindi dice che questa è una battaglia mentale che gli è sempre piaciuta molto, cercare di trovare il modo di performare, no? E in quelli che sono i vari stati d'animo diversi che puoi avere un giorno o l'altro, e quindi diciamo che questo è un po' il sunto di quello che ha detto. Scott, so okay, last, you think this sport is like for the most part mental? That's why I started my brand, Dominate. It's, you know, it recalls like being able to dominate your mind, obviously, through all these up and down. And, you know, I just wanted to see if that's, you know, kind of something that you think too.
Totally. It's a great word, you know, and that's the thing too, is especially as a hitter or as a pitcher and a hitter, like when you're out there, you might not be feeling great. You might have a hamstring that's barking. Your shoulder might be killing you, and you have to go out there. Every time you toe the field, everybody thinks you're 100%. So you have to trick yourself and dominate your own mind to be able to, okay, I feel like garbage today. My stuff is not doing what I want it to do, and I need to not stand out here like I'm pouting, because that team's going to lick their chops and get ready to smash my stuff all over the park. So I need to bring a mental approach to it where I can focus and tell them, no, you're not getting me today. I'm going to work a little harder today, but you're not going to get me. And then that hitter might be doing the same thing. I might see weakness or a frustrated swing, and I start going, I got him now. He's not happy. I got him now. But then guys that I faced along the way too, they might mentally go, in their head go, oh gosh, I can't see this guy's pitch very well. I'm frustrated, but he doesn't let me know that. So I don't know that. So I keep attacking him like he's 100%, and I might walk him or pitch a little bit more carefully than I would with a guy who's not showing me good mental confidence and domination, right? So very appropriate word for baseball. You're trying to dominate that team. You're dominating your mind, right? You're trying to portray dominance out there, whether you're hitting or pitching. Whether you have that dominant stuff or not, you have to trick them, and that's the mental side of it for sure.
Absolutely, man. We got 50 seconds. I'm going to translate real quick. Scott ha detto che il baseball è mentale, bisogna dominare la mente, soprattutto nei giorni in cui ti senti che non hai niente, non devi farlo vedere all'avversario, stessa cosa per il battitore, è tutto una cosa mentale, quindi dice che ho fatto bene a scegliere la marca. Chiusa parentesi. Scott, thank you so much. We spent an hour, so, you know, it was
awesome.
A long talk, but it flew. To me, it flew.
It was great.
It went by quick.
Good to
but
see
yeah,
you again.
Yeah, same, man. And glad that you said yes. And so I hope, you know, everything is going to be good from now on. And good luck, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody stopping in here too. Francesco, Valerio, all my guys, you know, missed those guys back in Nettuno. I'll be back in Italy again soon. We'll all hang out.
See you soon, man. Thank you so much.